Hi, welcome to this walkthrough. I want to show you a number of things that has to do with using TotalEnterprise for your agribusiness. I will log in now. Here's the login page of TotalEnterprise. I'm going to log in with this demo user account. Now, TotalEnterprise has been built to be multi-user, multi-company, multi-currency. Your one user account might grant you access to multiple company dashboards. So if you have multiple businesses or different value chains and you've separated each value chain into a different agribusiness, you can have multiple subscriptions. But note that one subscription is exactly tied to one business. How do you know to separate your subscriptions? It's based on how you manage your finances typically and the operations. If you find that in one value chain your operations and the finances, you treat them separate from the second value chain, then my advice is you get two subscriptions, because perhaps you might have different staff even that handles maybe your crops value chain different from your animal value chain. But even if you did have the same workers, you might still want to be able to efficiently see your financial performance when it comes to your crop value chain separate from your performance when it comes to the animal value chain. So this is one reason to have multiple subscriptions. Now, as I'm logged in now, you can see my dashboard. Here's the name of the company I'm logged in with, SCADEP Boson Animals Value Chain. Now, you can set your default company that whenever you log in, you are first introduced to. So let's see how many companies this user account has access to. Here's the main menu on the left side, and on the main menu there is this menu, general settings. Let's go to the company form. Here on the companies page, we see all the various companies that this user account is able to manage. To switch into any of the companies, at the upper right side here, I have my user menu, Welcome John Doe. I can click on this company, and here I have a switch company dialog box that pops up. I can choose to switch to SCADEP Crops Value Chain Demo. And here I've switched, so you can see I'm now logged into SCADEP Crops Value Chain Demo. Now, the trouble with this now is that I had to switch to work in this company account. When I log out and I log in again, I am not returned back to SCADEP Crops Value Chain. I am taken to SCADEP Boson Animals Value Chain, though I switched. Why is that the case, and what can we do to change that? Assuming anytime I log in, my priority of management now is on the crops value chain. Perhaps I made some investments and that's the current business that has running operations. Maybe for the animal value chain, I haven't yet started working on it, right? But I've registered the business. So what I can do is that I have to change the default company for the user. So let's go back to the general settings menu. Remember, it's here in the main menu on the left side, general settings, and I can go to users. Here on the users page, I have all the users, and I can look for my user account, John Doe. And all I need to do is that here in the user account section, I have this default company drop down, and this is where I tell TotalEnterprise that the default company, whenever I log in, the first dashboard that I see when I log in, I want it to be SCADEP Crops Value Chain. So once I select that, I just need to confirm my password and save it. And once that is done, I can test it by logging out, and then I log in again. And now you can see that my first dashboard when I log in is the scattered crops value chain demo. So this is how, when you have multiple company subscriptions, you can select your default company, which is going to be the first dashboard you see when you log in. Now, my second tutorial when it comes to user management or company management is, how do I upload my logo? How do I upload my logo? Currently, you can see here that there is a logo uploaded in PNG format. That is why it shows here on the dashboard. Now let's look at our company page. Here I have scattered crops value chain demo. I can view that, and on this page I have the company's profile, the company name, the address, the country of operation, cell numbers, phone numbers, and the company logo. So I have previously uploaded this logo, but I want to change it. How do I do that? I use this browse button. Before I change it though, I want to show you where this logo is used. So for example, let's pull up a finance report. Let's say we want to see our income statement. So I'm going to open up this now, and then pull up the income report. Notice on this report, the logo that is uploaded shows as a letterhead, and the address specified is also here. So here is where we can update the details that show up there, up here. Okay, so the report, standard reports like this can be downloaded into PDF format. As you can see here, it's downloaded and it's opened up in Firefox. The best experience you can have using TotalEnterprise is with Mozilla Firefox browser. So I advise that if you're having any challenges, please download Mozilla Firefox and you'll be able to have full access to the features. We're still updating the core framework of TotalEnterprise so that all browsers can view it, but presently it works best in Mozilla Firefox. Okay, so here is the logo that has been uploaded already. So here, if I'm to send this report to my bank, or if I'm to send this report to investors or any partners, it's professional looking. My logo is there. But let's say in this case, this is not my logo. I want to change it. What do I do? Because the first time you log in, you're not going to even have any logo there. So how do you upload your logo? That's what I want to show you. So remember, you come to the company's page, you click on view. Let me come back to the page. You come to your company page, which is here found under the general settings main menu, company. Once you open that page, you are here, and in your case, if you have only one subscription, you will have only one company in your list. I have 5 subscriptions, so I have 5 companies in my list. The company I want to edit is this one, so you click on the pencil icon or just tap view. Now I'm going to browse to the logo that I want to change to, or I want to upload. I believe I can simply save this image, call it scattered logo. Okay, so let's take a look at that logo. Okay, great. So all I need to do now is I need to just browse, and I can go to my downloads page where I have the logo, and that's it. I save and I have updated my logo. So if I open any of my reports again, like the income report, I'm expecting that logo to be what pulls up as letterhead. And there it is. And so it's very convenient in Total Enterprise. Anytime you want to change your letterhead, you can do that on the company page here. So that's how to update or upload your company logo. Now to view your subscription, here you have your subscription, your company plan, smart business, growing enterprise. That's what I have. I can view this, and below it I have all the users who are signed up. We have created a very useful report here on the company page. Just click print. You will be prompted to specify your subscription date. You can just ignore that by clicking OK. It will pull up all your subscriptions. Now this is an official subscription schedule of Total Enterprise. And here you can see that this is like almost in an invoice form, but it is showing you the schedule of your current subscription. So here's the company account name, Scattered Crops Value Chain Demo. Then you have what group it belongs to, the industry, agriculture, your license number is referenced there, your address, the representative of the business, contact numbers, and the status. Then below it you have the subscription, which is a smart business growing enterprise, 30 users, it's $250 a month, and the current subscription is for 3 months. It started on the 1st of January 2023. It ends in March, and the subscription fee is specified. And then all the users who are currently on the plan are listed. The timestamp here is actually their first login, actually when their accounts were set up, more or less. So you can see the dates there. And then at the end of this report, we have digital signature for the Chief Executive Officer acting on behalf of Total Enterprise. And then we also have a digital signature for you, the user, acting on behalf of your company. These are all digitally signed, and there is a disclaimer at the bottom that says that your use of the Total Enterprise software platform and related services constitutes a binding contract to comply with the standard software as a service agreement for Total Enterprise Cloud Services. Please discontinue use of the platform if you do not agree to the SaaS agreement. So while you are using Total Enterprise, this contract has already been assumed to be accepted. And so if you do not accept the standard software as a service agreement specified, you must not continue to use it. Now you already would have a copy of the standard software as a service agreement and might have even already signed it. If you do not have a copy, you can always request for a copy. But in that document, all the terms of your using Total Enterprise, all the things you need to know that highlight your privacy, intellectual property, security, the number of user accounts you are entitled to, the amount you are paying for which term, and when it's going to be renewed, and all that. All those details are specified in that document. But that document is actually the legal contract between Total Enterprise and yourself. But this schedule summarizes what your current subscription is. And so this schedule is an appendix to the software as a service agreement for Total Enterprise Cloud Services. And so I encourage you, my user, to go ahead and print your schedule. So I printed for the scattered crops value chain demo. I can go to another company like scattered animals value chain, and I can also print, and you can see there that it would also give me a schedule for that account. I have my start date and I have my end date. So your renewal, the subscription renewals are going to be based on this schedule. Okay, right, so that is how to generate and print your Total Enterprise subscription schedule. Okay, so now let's set up some products with the lessons we picked from the PowerPoint presentation that I did. We understand that it helps to use this Excel spreadsheet. There is an updated form of this spreadsheet which looks like this. It's got currency inserted in there, so that in case you are dealing in multiple currencies, because you might be producing in the cost of New Leons, but perhaps you're selling to different continents. Maybe you sell to Europe, or maybe you sell to the United States or the Americas, or to some other nations that use the United States dollars. So in that case, it means that your income will also be reported in dollars, as well as your expenses and your cost will be in the Leon currency. And so this is an updated form of the spreadsheet. You can request for it and I'll send it to you. Okay, now my friend Anthony of MacMag has volunteered information about his poultry farm that I will use to set up products as a demonstration to those in the animal value chain, in the poultry value chain. So here is Total Enterprise. I'm logged into my user account. I'm in my animal value chain demo. I'll just go to supply settings menu and open up products. Now I'm going to create a new product. There are some samples here already, but let's ignore that. And I want to set up all the products that Anthony has listed here. So item name, concentrate 50 kilograms. This is an inventory item. The stocking unit is in bags. I've already explained this. And the unit cost is 1,150 New Leon. I will save this. Save and new will save the record to the database and give me a new form. Now I'll go to maize, 100 kilograms. It is an inventory item and it is in bags, 980. So I continue and do this for all products. In this sheet, input items. So here I am going to recategorize my items. I've created input items as a category. Great, so I've successfully recategorized all the items that I just added. And so if I go to my products page and I do a filter by category, I can search for input items, and here I have a list of all the input items that I just added, and that's it. So I'm supposed to repeat this for all the products that I have. This spreadsheet has another field that I added on the outputs sheet. This output sheet, I added a customer group column, which basically helps you to differentiate pricing for the same item by group, customer group. Now you might have a certain customer segment that you sell the same product to at a different price because perhaps maybe your cost is higher due to more high class packaging. So in that case, it's the same product, but because of the packaging, you might be selling higher. To say Costo Group 80 might be selling at $17. It's an international customer. Meanwhile, you are selling to Costo Group GY at $14. So you are able to do that in TotalEnterprise. And I will wait for those of you who have such use cases to submit your Excel spreadsheet. Then I'll help you to set up your customer groups. I'll do a tutorial for the rest of you based on anybody who is willing to submit theirs. I'll do a tutorial on how to set up customer groups, pricing groups or price groups, so that you can have one product and have 5 different price groups depending on the customer segment that you are selling to. So I'll wait for you guys to fill up your product structure sheet, the outputs sheet in particular, and then I will upload this into TotalEnterprise, show you how to structure it. So I'll wait for you to also tell me what kind of tracking you want to bring into your production. In the production sheet, the idea I had was this should be where you enlist all your composite products. So you don't only want to list here raw material items that you are buying from the market. No, you also want to list composite products, because you might, in your production process, you might have sort of like intermediary products. You might convert item A into a state where you have to store it for some days before you use it in the rest of the the process. And that item that you are storing is the composite product. Like I demonstrated, maybe item A plus B gives you C, and then you use C plus D to give you E. Now C might be something that has to be taken through some kind of process, for example pasteurization, or for example freezing, or for example you might add something to it and it needs to sit, perhaps you have to put it in the sun, right, and so on and so forth. That item C, you should be adding it here into production items. That's why this sheet was actually created. Otherwise we would have only needed two sheets, input and an output. But we want to track any items that are coming out of production. And why? Because we are going to transform input items into composite items before we now transform those composite items into finished outputs. So it's good to have those composite items listed so that we can actually have TotalEnterprise cost them for us, and we can at any time also have an inventory count of all the composite items that we have in storage. Other than that, our inventory will only be a report of raw materials and finished goods. Anytime we are going through production, we will lose count of the fact that our inventory is no longer in the state it was. It has changed state and is in this state, probably in storage, probably going through pasteurization or something like that. So it allows us to track the changes through production. So you need to fill the sheet, and then I can help you. You guys need to get in touch. Service at TotalEnterprise.com. TotalEnterprise is spelled TotalEnterprise. The enterprise is with a Z.com. And you need to send me a message and tell me, I'm having this kind of production. Maybe I take these materials and I do ABCD to it. How can TotalEnterprise help me to monitor my yield? How can I see how efficiently my production process is? How can I accurately cost my production? If you get in touch with me, I'll begin to help you to design in TotalEnterprise to set up your product so that when we go to production, we'll be able to accurately convert item A and B into C, and then C will be tracked accurately in TotalEnterprise. We'll know the quantities, we'll know the yield, we'll know the cost, and then we'll be able to go from C to E by adding D, which might be the packaging item, and C plus D we get E, and then we'll be able to sell E, get some income coming in, and then we'll have the right accounting for the cost of sale or the cost of raw materials. I'll be able to see a good gross margin, gross profits before we now come to our net profits. So essentially, I hope the time I've spent explaining this will encourage you to fill this production items sheet with all your composite products. And if you are not sure, just write to me, Paul. Okay, write to me, Paul, and I give the email service at TotalEnterprise.com. The enterprise is with a Z. Write to me and tell me that, Paul, this is my production process. Okay, I buy these items from the market, I do ABCD, blah blah blah, and then it goes through this process, and then eventually I package it this way and I sell it this way. And I'll just get back to you and help you, and I'll probably do a tutorial that will just use you as a case study and help all other people as well who are into similar value chain. All right, great. So that said, here I am, and my friend Anthony from MacMag, who has shared his products with me, his input items. Here is what, after you are done setting up, you should be seeing your products list like this. Then when we come to production items, Anthony didn't add his packaging items, but Anthony, you want to add all your packaging items here as well. And then I can also add the output. So these are items I believe Anthony is selling. Clearly this says selling price. So as I said, the new product structure sheet here, you can see that the selling price can vary by customer group. So if you only have one customer group, all you do is you will just basically, you can just leave it blank. and then that'll be fine. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to help Anthony to add his stock products, or his inventory items that he sells, aka stock, in TotalEnterprise. So egg crates and 30 pieces. Okay, so here it's a stock item, and the stocking unit is in crates. Then the cost is going to be left because we expect TotalEnterprise to help us to calculate it, and then we're going to put the selling price 150. Okay, now I wanted to categorize this as an output item, but I don't have output item in the list. So how do I add to this list? Here's where we have item categories here in the supply settings menu. I'm just gonna open it in a new tab so I don't change or leave the page. I still have the products page here, so I didn't have to change page to add to this item category database. And then I can refresh. Once I refresh this page, in my categories list I have output items, and then I can save this, and voila, here we are. So we've added this item, and by default when you add an item and you click save, it will return in read-only mode, so you can't edit the form further until you click edit. Okay, so we've added this one. We can do another one for the egg cartons. Pieces, and category here again, output items. It's a stock item because we sell it, and then it's sold in cartons, and again it's the selling price that we will put there. We'll lean on TotalEnterprise to help us work out the cost price. Chicken gizzard 1 kg. Category output items. It is a stock item because it is to be sold. Stocking unit here is sachet, and the selling price is 25. Okay, save and new. And we also have chicken gizzard, which is 0.5 kilograms. That's also an output item. We're going to sell it. Now mind you, the category output items, I'm simply choosing that category for my demo purpose so that I can differentiate, because this is a demo account and there are other people's data in it as well. People have tried to put in sample data and all in this big database. So this is not exclusively for MacMag Poultry, but in MacMag Poultry's account you wouldn't have to maybe categorize an output item. You can choose something else. Okay, stocking unit here is sachet, and then the selling price is 15. Newly on, save and new. Great. So I'm done adding all of MacMag's outputs, and I can filter by category output, and here we are. So let's finish this exercise and then we can move forward to a next walkthrough. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.